The United Nations Children's Fund, Unicef, says that 70% of children in schools are not learning, a development which must be addressed by stakeholders. The communication specialist, UNICEF Geoffrey Njoko, made this known in Kano at a two-day media dialogue on Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. As child rights, Njoko said no country could focus on its SDGs in isolation of the children's rights, saying that stakeholders must begin to focus on SDGs as child right. Correspondent Miriam Enakimo reports that Mr. Njoko noted that one aspect of education, which is foundational literacy and numeracy, must be given attention to. In the same vein, Dr. Chidi Ezinwa, Department of Mass Communication, Enugu State University of Science and Technology, said SDGs would remain a miracle until the rights of children were fulfilled. Ezinwa added that poverty and gender inequality must be breached as they were essential ingredients to the denial of children's rights.
If we don't focus on children's rights, we are very unlikely to meet the SDGs come 2030. And then we are drilling down to education, foundational learning, and literacy and numeracy. The point we are trying to make is that children are not learning. Before we were talking about, even till today, we talk about 10.5 million Nigerian children not being in school. But now the big issue is that those who are actually in school are not learning. 70% of them are not learning. 70% do not know what they should know at the age of 10. So we're trying to call attention on that fact, that it's going to be double jeopardy for us, that we have a huge number of children who are not in school, and at the same time, those who are in school are not learning. The learning outcomes are extremely very poor. That's
because education will help the child to develop his or her full potentials and also empower the child with a lot of opportunities to cope with the future. With the situation on ground now, that means that our children will not be employable because they didn't receive the quality of education that will make them relevant to the needs of the society. And when they cannot get employment, that means they will be rendered poor. And if they become poor, you know what that implies. There will be an increase in crime wave in the society. There will be increase in crime wave, and a lot of other children will be denied that opportunity. There will be intergenerational poverty because now these people cannot train their children. And because they cannot train their children, the children will also become poor because they don't have a job due to their own lack of education.